Good evening and welcome to Netzach Yisrael Daily Kitzur Shulchan Aruch Shir. Tonight we are continuing with Siman Samachay, which are halachos of ribis, the rules regarding interest. We're up to Sif Yud's base. Hamal v'mot al mashkan bias sodeh, someone who lends money and there's a security of a house or a field, a mokum base, a knesset, or perhaps a place in the shul. The hamal v'yikach has a period mashkan, and the lender is going to take the fruits of that mashkan. So any profits that's made from that he's going to take. So it has to be done with a deduction. That is that the lender reduces a fixed amount from the debt each year. That becomes the equivalent of the rent which the lender is giving for the security. And even if the normal rent will be more than the amount that they agreed to reduce each year, it's still acceptable. But the lender who's paying less than the normal rent can't go back and rent it out to the borrower himself. And there are lots of other rules which come into play when you're dealing with securities. So if you're making an arrangement to lend money and get a security in return, then you should always consult a competent halakhic authority. So if you'd give something which has a known price in the marketplace, you're not allowed to sell it at a higher price than that known fixed price on the basis that you're delaying the payment, you're going to get paid later. But something which has no known price, even though if the buyer would pay the money up front, then the seller would sell it at perhaps a lower price. And now the seller is raising the price a little bit because the purchaser isn't paying the money straight away. Nevertheless, that's still okay because the price isn't known. But only if he doesn't increase the price so much, so to the extent that everybody can tell the only reason why he's raising the price it's so much is because he's not getting paid straight away. Even if he doesn't raise the price to a large amount, but he says explicitly that that, for example, if you would give me the money straight away, he says, I'd sell it to you for 10, but if you're going to make me wait for the money, then you have to pay 11, and that's forbidden. Similarly, if the person buying it buys the produce at a higher price, in order to sell it straight away and lose a bit of money, in order that he has the money in his hand for that period of time, that's also forbidden. So if you're done, someone who has a shtar with a debt against his friends, then he can sell that shtar choiv to somebody else at a lower price than the value of the debt. Even if it's before the time when the debt is due to be paid. And the person selling the debt should write to the purchaser, I'm selling you this document, and you acquire it and all things that follow from it. And you have to have all the responsibilities that follow from that debt falling on the person who's buying it. The only responsibilities that can stay with the person selling it are things that are because of the seller. For example, that he guarantees that the shtar has not already been paid off, and similar things like that. That can remain with the seller. In the same way as a person can sell that shtar to somebody else at less than its value, you can also sell the shtar choiv back to the person who borrowed the money in the first place. You can sell it back to him directly. And with this idea of selling the shtar choiv to somebody at less than its value, you can make the following sort of arrangement, and you can get around some of these restrictions. You could go, for example, let's say Reuven requires money in Nissan, so you can go to Siman, and Siman writes a shtar against himself, against Shimon, and gives it to Reuven. So Shimon basically writes a shtar that he has a debt to pay Reuven 100 gold coins in Tishrei. And corresponds to that notion, Reuven shtar kazel Shimon. Reuven gives a similar shtar to Shimon that he's going to pay 100 gold coins to him in Tishrei. In order that Shimon has the security that he's not just giving hundreds of gold coins for nothing. He has a shtar that Reuven owes him 100 gold coins back. And now Reuven, who's got this shtar that Shimon owes him money, can go and sell that debt to Levi now in Nissan, but Tishim to him, for example, for 90 gold coins. And that way he can get the 90 gold coins now. The Mikoshkain and all the more so, Shimon suppose Shimon has an existing debt against Yehuda, which is due to be paid back at a later date. That then Shimon can sell that that debt to Reuven at a reduced price now. Reuven needs to know and then Reuven will write a shtar on regarding to this. And then Reuven can sell that shtar for as much as he can get for it. Right. Now, if Reuven wrote a shtar against himself, try and sell it to Shimon, even if he's trying to use a shliach in the middle, but Reuven's writing a shtar which is trying to sell a debt against himself to Shimon now, then that's okay. Have a good evening.